this. All right. Kim, unmute you. I quit. Okay. All right, girlfriend. So I am so excited to have Kim on with us tonight. I absolutely adore this girl. I love her story. She spoke on our opportunity event a couple weeks ago or last week. I don't know when it was. But her story is powerful, and it just shows the impact that this business can have. And I'm super excited because she is one who's built belly to belly, but her social media is incredible too. So I am so excited for her to bring all the tips to us tonight. So Kim, let's just start off for everybody who doesn't know your story or didn't watch the opportunity event, just share your story with us.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just jump right in. First of all, if you can hear my cat in the background, I'm so sorry. He just broke his femur and we are letting him cage rest. So if you could just pray for him. Okay. So my name is Kim Cain, and I am a triple diamond with the company. I have been with It Works for 6 years on the 12th of this month. And I'll go back to how I joined, which was I walked in. You guys, how many of you have been to a Try It event? Show of hands. Awesome. So once they were called OTOMs. It stands for One Team, One Mission. And I walked into this OTOM 6 years ago after my friend asked me to join It Works for 6 months. I finally went to this huge OTOM, and the only reason that I went was because he offered me a free wrap. I knew nothing about the company, nothing about products, but I did know that they firm, tight, and tone in 45 minutes. And so I'm like, I'm down. I had just had my son 1 month ago to the day. So I was like, yeah, I have a mommy belly that I would love to do that with. So sure. So I show up in a Duck Dynasty hoodie. I used to have hair, so it was like all over. It looked horrible, horrible. And I was not prepared to see 200 people standing in a room drinking the black, green, and like it was crazy town up in there. And I was like, y'all are nuts. I want nothing to do with this, but where's that wrap though? So he gave me the wrap, and I'm like, okay, to be nice, I'll stand here and listen to these people be crazy. And then I'll leave with this wrap and I'll be on my way. You guys, for those of you who don't know, I was an atheist when I joined this business, and I'm not talking like the kind that is kind of steering away from God. No, like I was the person that made fun of you globally if you talk about Jesus. Like it's embarrassing, and I lost a lot of friends when I did find my faith. And still, some people still are like, you still believe in God? I'm like, yeah, I still do, going strong. And so when I walked into that room, 200 people were giving the glory to God, and then I heard we're a faith-based company, and I was like, no. Like, I definitely don't want anything to do with y'all. You're crazy. This is too much for me. But again, still excited to try this out. So then, divine intervention for real. I did not realize that I was praying for something like this on my couch when I was 8 months pregnant. I didn't realize that. But he was listening, and I always say I'm so thankful that God believed in me, even when I didn't believe in him, because he brought me to that party, and he put me in those seats with those people. And I mean, I wasn't even sitting down. Actually, I was standing up in the back of the room with my arms crossed, and all they had to do was this girl got on stage and said, I'm making about $2,000 a month from home now. And I was like, no, you're not. No, you're not. So at the time, I had a 1-month-old baby. I was being evicted. Not a joke. I was evicted 2 weeks into this business. So It Works did not find me soon enough, but it saved me in more ways than one. So I was evicted. I had a car repossessed shortly after. We were going through it. I was on short-term disability for the last few months of my pregnancy. So we were not even living paycheck to paycheck. It was hard. And then I went back to work 60 hours a week. So I was working this business with a brand new baby, a 60-hour-a-week factory job that I hated. And yes, God was pursuing me. He put me in that room. This is the only way I can describe it. Is he wanted to shut my inner self up, and he knew that I wasn't listening. So he said, then I'll give you the people. And they'll let, and so that night my heart opened, and that's the only way I can do it. When people say, how did you find God? I'm like, my heart opened November 13th of 2013. And then we started to build on that relationship. And I officially found God 5 months into this business. That's when I decided to, give it all over to him. So that's a little of my story.
The best. It's like my favorite at work story. Take all the money, take everything. Like you win. You freaking win. It's so incredible. It's so incredible. It just gives me chills every single time I hear it. I love it. Okay.
Thank you.
So you come in, you join. Did you think that you were really going to do anything with this business, or were you like what were your thoughts when you signed up?
Man, I was negative, and I always say the people who joined my team 6 years ago, sorry. Sorry, I was not the leader I should have been. It took me a good year to become like who I truly like. It took so much time to develop leadership. And when I heard that girl say she's making $2,000 a month, I was like, cool. If you can make 2,000, I can make 200. So my goal was to just pay for diapers, because I had that brand baby, and diapers are expensive. I was like, just pay for diapers and put gas in the car, because this is not a joke, y'all. Maybe you'll relate, I'm sure you can. But me and Joe, my boyfriend of 8 years, we would literally be like, y'all, you got gas money? Like, tomorrow's Friday, we just make it payday. And I have ran out of gas on the way home, like, tons of different times, unfortunately. And we just couldn't get Friday. So I'm like, if I could just put gas in my car and pay for diapers, oh my gosh, that would be so helpful. Because WIC, I was looking at WIC and EBT life, so WIC formula. We didn't really care a week as long as my son did. And so we made sure, like, okay, I just pay for groceries and I just pay for gas. And as soon as I started getting like my first couple of fast start bonuses, which are $100 bonuses, I was like, oh wait, these are just bonuses. I can do more than $200 a month. I can do more. So no, I didn't expect, is it breaking up for you, Trista?
Like off and on. It's just a little bit choppy sometimes.
No.
Like I can still hear you. I can still make out what you're saying, but it's just a little bit choppy.
Oh, darn it. Okay. I think it's really bad. I'll switch to my phone, so let me know. Okay. So weird. Okay. So yeah, I did not expect to do anything with this. Not much. I didn't think that it would become a career. I didn't think that it would bring me home to my kids. I didn't think that I would be a triple diamond with a company, doing this life. Not at all. But, when you believe in yourself, like your kids doing Santa Claus, all of a sudden, like, stuff starts to happen and you're like, I can do this. So I did not expect to do much.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy. But it's like once you like come in and you're like, you make that $500 that you joined for, you're like, well, that wasn't that bad. Like, I think I can do a little bit more if I just keep doing. That's the thing I love about this business, you guys. It's just the same steps over and over and over. And if you can sign one customer, you can sign another. And if you can sign a distributor, you can sign another. And then when you can learn how to teach that distributor to sign a customer, that's where the beauty of this business is. It's so simple, but yet we overcomplicate it so much, right? Okay, so in the beginning, I think you built a lot belly to belly, a lot of parties, a lot of, is that how you built in the beginning? Or do you still build with parties?
Yep, I still do. But so like in the beginning, I did a lot of, and please for real, let me know if it's horribly choppy. I'll get right on my phone. But in the beginning of my business, so 2013, I had 400 Facebook friends. So I was like, okay. And you guys, I graduated high school a year and a half late. I hated school. I went to an alternative ed. So like, I didn't have this tribe of people that I could be like, hey girl, like no, I didn't have that. Okay, good, Jessica, thank you. I'm like, oh, I hope it's not terrible. Okay, so I had 400 Facebook friends. I'm like, all right, maybe I could do something with that. And I was brand new to Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is where I still live. And I'm from Charlotte, which is about an hour away. And so I'm like, I'm in this big, brand new city. I moved here because of Joe. I graduated school late. I hardly have a social media. I mean, I didn't use it very much. And so I'm like, how am I going to do this? So I quickly, I started following the leader from day one. For those of you who don't know, I had an upline, but he dipped out like as soon as he enrolled me. So I had to figure out like Amy, like the hawk. I copied everything people were doing. If I saw it for them, I was like, well, I'm going to do that too. And Kim would always say, we talked about partying a lot back then. So I started to ask people, would you be interested in hosting a sip and sample for me? I'll bring some stuff. I'll give you a free wrap if you have 4 people over. And sometimes I would go to those parties and one person would show up. Worth it. Sometimes I would go to those parties and 5 people would show up, and I was like, yes. So you just have to be intentional. So I used to ask people a lot more than I do now. But yes, I used to do at least 4 to 5, and that was like on the low end, twice every month. And I would leave a party. I mean, the first party I did, I tripped over my word so many times, and I was like, oh my God, that was so bad. But you only learn by doing. And so I just did. And I wasn't nervous. I wasn't afraid. I mean, I was nervous, but I was so excited to see what could come from this that I really didn't care. And so the people who hosted the parties for me first were like close family members that some of my family members still don't think that what I do is real. But the family members who do, they help me out. And my friends, like the couple of friends that I had from my fast food restaurant that I worked at, they were like, yeah, I'll do that for you. I'm like, okay, cool. And it just let me dip my toes. And then from parties, I would book parties. And so it expanded my network. And then, I mean, I was asking people, I used to ask people at Big B, like a local Big B, I'd be like, hey, I'm having a sip and sample at my house. Can you come? Like, I was ruthless. I love blitzing. I love getting to know people now. I wasn't like that 6 years ago. But yes, I mostly built belly to belly. So if you needed to meet me in a coffee shop, let's go. If you needed to go to a play date with me with your kids just to hear more information, cool. If you want to have a sip and sample, okay, bring 4 of your friends, I'll give you some free keto coffee. Now I mix it up. But I always say, because I'm half and half, I'm social media and parties, well, belly to belly. And so what I use, like my Facebook is my resume. So I want to get them on Facebook so that I can get into the living rooms or get to know them face to face, because I'm sorry, but not sorry. When people can hear you on the phone and see you in person, they are way more likely to join. I have sealed the deal countless times at parties and coffee. And so I know social media is popping. I get that. I have Instagram and Facebook. I do it all. I do. I love those things. But when I can get someone on the phone, they hear in your voice that you're excited and you're really passionate about the opportunity. Not so scripted and salesy and I don't really know who this person is. They get to know you on a different level. So I'm a huge believer in, if you can meet up with someone or get at least on the phone, do it. If it's outside of your comfort zone, it makes your pits sweaty, do it double time. That means you really need to be doing it, because the fearful things are you growing, and that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So true. So how do you plan to do pop-ups, or do you plan to like implement that into what you're already doing?
For sure. Anything that's like working for people, I'm going to do it. Like, you know, that's why I got on the whole Instagram train. I'm like, fine, if it's working for Cheyenne Knox, I suppose I'll do it. And it's paying off. So yeah, I need to learn more about the pop-ups, but I'm excited to implement those into my business for sure. And the stuff they have for them is just off the chain. Yeah, those are awesome.
It looks so good. It's so
yes.
good. I love it. Okay, so you're building like belly to belly, but then you started using social. How did you decide? Because I know when I go to your page, I know what I'm going to see. You are like branded beautifully on her page. Like, I know you love Will Ferrell. I know that.
Girl.
And everybody in your network knows that.
Yes.
You're freaking funny. You are a mom. Like, I know exactly who you are. So how did you decide, okay, these are my pillars. This is my brand. I'm going to start posting. Like, what did that look like for you?
So first of all, thank you, because that was not the case. Even 2 years ago, like, you know how like your Facebook memories pop up and you're like, should I even look? Oh my gosh. Like I mean, if I go back 6, 8 years ago, y'all, the blasphemy is embarrassing. Like I'm talking like, it is so embarrassing. I'm talking like legitimate blasphemy. Like I was ruthless. And then I started to try social media out. And so I was sharing like Google stock images. And I'll look at those from like even 3 or 4 years ago. And I'm like, Ken, what were you thinking? That is not attractive. Girl, no wonder you got 2 likes on that post. Like, don't do that. Don't do it. If you are posting and you feel like you're not being you, don't do it. So I know this is going to sound like maybe tooting my own horn, but I'm not afraid to be. I don't care if you like it, love it, I don't care. Because I want to attract people who are more like me. Because I like me, so if they're a little bit like me, I'm cool with that. So you have to be willing to be yourself. And when Alyssa what's her last name now?
We'll go with Alyssa Marie.
Marie. I was gonna say Marie, but I'm like,
or
well,
Wilbur. Either one.
Wilbur.
It's fine.
There it is. Okay, so I knew her as Alyssa Billy, but when Alyssa got on stage one day and was like, listen, I think it was her, you need to find 5 things, like, and put them under your umbrella and just talk about those 5 things. I was like, easy. Will Ferrell, my kids, God. I like to make funny posts, so there's that, whatever. And then Panera, like, easy, done. So I picked those 5 things, and that's really all you see me post about because they're me. And people don't buy your products or your business model. They're buying you. People come to me because they trust me. They like me, they trust me. I promise you that it makes people a little more open to actually not just leaving you on red. Like, they will answer your questions because they're like, man, I saw that funny video you posted of you in a hot dog suit walking through Target. So I think I'm going to message you. They feel like you're just, they just feel like you're a real person. It's why my posts have gone from like barely getting any love to me posting a picture of my family on Halloween dressed up and getting like 800 likes. That's stupid. You shouldn't be getting 800 likes on a Halloween picture, but it's because I have a following that I hope likes me, and I make fun posts. So you have to be willing to incorporate this business in your posts, but in a really fun way. So you'll see me post about, the cleanse, but I'll use words like boo. Like, I love saying, like, girl, you gotta get on it. Like, I talk like me. So if you go look at my most recent picture, me standing in a mirror, taking a selfie, I'm talking about the skincare, but in a really fun way. And so I got a lot of messages of people. I'm a little shocked. I didn't think I love the skincare more than anyone, but I didn't think I'd get so many messages. And people were like, okay, what are you using? I got so many comments because I'm genuinely making posts about myself, my kids, got the things, and then I'm incorporating it. It works, and I'm never sharing, Google stock images or anything like that. I'm sharing me holding the product or taking the product, and I'm incorporating it into my daily activities, like sharing to your story. That's been huge. I feel like people want, and I hated that. I thought it was stupid. I thought I would never do stories. I'm like, no way, y'all are crazy. It's so dumb. But that's how you are with new things. You're like, that's new. I don't want to do it. Now I can't go without. And I feel like people want to watch reality TV through Facebook and Instagram. So like, be their reality TV, but in a positive way. I hope to influence someone in a positive way. So I like to make people laugh, and I post about keto coffee. In between, I'll have my kid on there, and you have to, and I only post once a day on Facebook or Instagram. You don't need to post more than that, and refrain from the share button, boo-boo, refrain. I know it's exciting when you see a funny video, but it'll just bog your newsfeed down. It makes your Facebook look bad, so don't do it. But yeah, I just make sure that my posts are authentic, and I mix it up, and I have fun with it.
I love it. We actually were talking about this in the leadership chat the other day, that because you mentioned it too, like if I look back on my time hop and I'm like, oh my gosh, like the picture's awful, the words are awful, but I will say, like, I've always been authentically me, so it worked. So don't get caught up in having to have the perfect picture. Yeah, that's stuff you will learn along the way. You will learn how to make your pictures look better and how to, say things. But be you. Never grab a picture off of like Google Images because they're awful. They're so bad. They just look spammy. So keep it you, keep it real. I love that. Okay. So let's go into like the nitty gritty of how you actually like enroll customers, enroll distributors. What are your like top couple tips for enrolling customers?
Okay. So really quick though, before I answer that, yes, I love what Trista just said. I went diamond within the first 5 months of my business by being that horrible poster. Okay. Mm-hmm. But I was willing to learn. Do you guys catch the drift? Like, now my posts look way better, but I got to diamond with the horrible things, and I said the wrong things in Messenger. Horrible, wrong things, but at least I did it. Okay, so yes, you don't have to be perfect, and don't perfect before you work while you're perfecting. And so, yes, okay, so anyway, I love enrolling customers, and I treat them like my babies, and I love that when you enroll a customer, this is like my number one tip, side note, don't forget about them just because they finally said yes. Follow up with them like you were to get them enrolled in the first place. So I love following up with my customers at least once a month for that first 3 months. And then I recommend a new product and all that good stuff. Or I mentioned, adding something on. But enrolling customers for me, honestly, most of them, I will say host to post is the bomb. Like make sure, especially if you're within the first 6 months of your business, I feel like it's super fire. And or if you're just starting to use it, it's amazing. And so I love asking people, hey, would you do me a favor? I don't even offer most of the time I don't offer anything for free. I don't even say, I'll give you a free keto, nothing. I just say, would you do me a favor? And they're like, yeah, what's up? And I'm like, would you post on your wall for me if I tell you what to post? And they do. And I get a lot of people, and I have text replacement. So if your iPhone, well, I know Android has it too, but I use text replacement so that when I'm on the go and I'm like needing to respond quick and I can't do copy paste and I don't want carpal tunnel, like I can just do text replacement. And it's so easy. And I seal the deal because I'm asking. I'm not leaving it open to, well, just let me know. Cool. Like, no, do you want, I'm sense of urgency. Like if you have people that are even kind of interested in the products, no matter what it is, sense of urgency, be like, girl, I got just a couple spots left. You have unlimited spots, but they don't need to know that. Like I have a couple spots left for my 40% discount. Would you be interested in trying out the cleanse for 90 consecutive days and let me know how you love your 3-month results? Take pictures, all that good stuff. And so I do enroll mostly from, I'll be honest, like my posts, just my posts, people will be like, what is this keto coffee? And every time, fun fact, every time I go live about literally any of the products, like I'll just be drinking my keto coffee and greens or taking the cleanse or mixing up my collagen. Every time someone's like, I want to place an order, I'm like, no, like it's every time. So go live so that people can see you really using your products in a deeper level. And then ask. I know that's not what most people want to hear, but do host a post about your products in your story and stuff, but then ask people, hey girl, would you be interested? I saw you liked my post about the cleanse. Would you be at all interested in trying it out? If you don't ask, the answer is always no. So I do a lot of asking.
I love that. I actually wrote down, have her talk about go live, because you go live a lot. And I was so good at going live for like a period of time. And then, story and host to post kind of took over. But I'm like, it's still such an amazing tool that sometimes kind of we forget about now because there are other things that work really well too. But how do you decide like what to go live about or how often to go live? What's your kind of like thing? Yeah,
I love live, and I feel you. I used to go live every single day, and then I like didn't for a while, and I'm like, what are you doing? So I go live a couple times a week now, and I will give you some quick fire tips on what to do when you're live. Never start the video with, I'm gonna wait for a couple people to hop on. People get right off. They're like, we live in a microwave society. They don't want to wait even 5 seconds. So get on live and get to the point. And so picking topics to go live about, again, are you a salesperson or are you Kim Cain? I'm Kim Cain. I want people to know like I'm going live and I'm going to make you laugh and it's going to be fun. And I'm probably going to yell at my kids, get off if you don't like it. Like I'm probably going to be like over and over again, Lucy, go sit down. Like I'm very real on my lives. And sometimes I go live about, if you have something like, okay, my cat broke his femur. And I was like, I'm going to update Facebook. I know I'll get people are interested in you, I promise. So I went live about that. I've gone live I call it like the Kim and Lucy show because my daughter's 4 and she's hilarious. And I'll just go live with my keto coffee, mixing it up. And I'll like talk about the day we had. In fact, tomorrow I plan on going live just to talk about how blessed I am. My kid was, Eric is 6 and he was really sick last weekend, the sickest he's ever been. And he was sick from Friday to Tuesday. And then my cat broke his femur on Tuesday. And then we had to deal with that. And now my other kid is sick with a 104 temp and can't have surgery Wednesday like she's supposed to. But guess who is literally here for it all? I don't have to call the sitter. I don't have to call in. I'm not stressed and worried. My cat is being taken care of like he needs to be because of it works. So even in the midst of the chaos, God is good. And so I plan to go live about, I'm not going to say it's $99 to join my team if you want a life like me. No, just drip on people. Be like, listen, this is my life. And I just feel so thankful. If you feel like, man, this is something I want to share with my mom, go live about it. It's probably good information. If you lost 5 pounds because of the coffee, go live about it and just be ecstatic. If you just got a new car and you feel like, holy crap, this is amazing, tell people, you know? And so I'll go live about Halloween. I'll go live about how much I love Halloween, literally anything. And so leave it about 10 minutes. I like to make them no longer than 10 minutes. That's a fun fact, not my fact. It's a real fact. Like if you go live any longer, people are less likely to watch it. And I've done that, but it's okay. And then, so I try to keep it 10 minutes. I get right to the point. I'm not like, okay, hold on, let me be right back. I'm on the whole time. And I'm just keeping it fun. And honestly, if you have like, I love doing Get Ready with Me. You can't tell on this live or on this Zoom, but I love doing makeup. I love doing makeup, and I do it well, and I've learned over 3 years how to do it. And so I'll do Get Readies with Me, and people hop on because they're like, what's she gonna do today? And so, yeah, those are a couple tips.
I love it. Okay. I love it. I love it. Love it. All right. So we talked customers. Let's talk about what are your tips for distributors?
This is my favorite. So this is why I don't drink the haterade when people are enrolling 40 customers and I'm enrolling 10. Go on with your bad self. I teach my team how to enroll the same amount. It's not just me. It's not a me effort. It's a team effort. So I'd rather enroll 6 customers in a month and teach my whole team to do their steps to success than just saying, look at me, I enrolled 40, but y'all didn't do much because I was over, you know. So I love, same with distributors was my point. I would rather enroll 3 quality distributors in a month than tons and tons that I can't even train and keep up with. So last month I enrolled 5 new distributors, and I seriously, you have to ask. I know, again, most people are like, wait, this doesn't just come to you. Sometimes you're blessed with that, but not usually. So you have to be willing to ask. And so big tip, if you're, yeah, you can't be a one-man band. So I love that if you're making, this is so true, and it's mind blowing to me every time I say it, because I'm like, we're paid to do this. This is stupid that we're paid to do it. Like, God bless. Okay. So if you are posting about your life, and I mean, a lifestyle post is where you're talking about how you get to go to your kid's school day on Fun Friday because you own your time, and you're like dripping on people. You're not saying, oh, because of it works, I get to do all this, but you can, but I like people to see my post and go, what the heck is she doing that she gets to live this life? So if you're making lifestyle posts, you're posting to your story, and then you're slipping in them people's inboxes, the ones that are already viewing your stories, the ones that are liking and commenting on your posts, they already like you. Get over the fear. They're liking your stuff. They're watching you. They already like you. So then I go and I message those people, and I'm like, hey girl, I give a genuine compliment. I don't really do scripts because I've noticed that like people can tell. So I give a genuine compliment. I'm like, hey girl, listen, your hair is awesome. I feel like you are so much like me. I feel like we would vibe super well. Would you be interested in just open to more info about what I do? Because I'm looking for my next rock star, and I think you're it. I've been nervous to ask you, but here I am. You know, and I wasn't nervous.
Do you voice message or do you type?
Oh, I usually voice message, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't. If I'm like at the library or like at whatever, if I'm somewhere where I can't, I'll totally type it. But yeah, I love voice messaging because again, they're like, her voice, wait a minute, I want to hear this. Like, what is this person saying to me in a voice clip? That's intimate. So if you can, voice message them. But if you, it's better than nothing, type it out. So I'll give one. I always train my team this way too. Give a genuine compliment and then ask. You can even add the whole like, I've been nervous to ask, but here I am. I'm not nervous to ask. I'm not. But I know that they're like, oh, she was nervous and she still asked me. Like, so you're more likely, because they're already following you, they already like your stuff, they're going to be like, what's she want? And they're going to be open to more info. And so then I try to get them on the phone. But if I can't, then I will go back and forth in Messenger with them. But I will not convince people to work. If someone is just beating around the bush, acting like they can't do this, they ain't got the money, even like if they're just not, I can tell when someone's really not interested, then I move on. I don't convince people to join because then I'll be convincing them to work, and I want rock stars, this presidential. So people want, so last month that said to me, oh my gosh, this literally sounds too good to be true. And I was like, yeah, it is. And I said, I have one more half off code. Do you want it? It's only $50 right now to get started. She was like, absolutely. Where do I go? Like that's the kind of people that I want on my team, is the ones that see that it costs money. They see that they're using the products every month and they're still like, I'm ready to do this. So enrolling distributors for me is literally all about making those authentic posts, getting people to actually, like me on Facebook, like, you know, like my stuff, comment, posting my story, and then just messaging those people. And if you're growing your network, like you should be every day, you're going to have new people viewing your stuff and liking your stuff. And then you're like, ooh, new people to talk to. And so it's easier to have a conversation. It doesn't feel so scripted or weird, or you don't get as clammy, and they're way more likely to hear you out.
Yep, I love that. Okay, so let's talk about this. How did you, because you said you had like 400 Facebook friends when you started. Now I'm sure you probably like maxed out your friends list, plus you're growing Instagram. How have you grown your network? How do you connect with people? How do you decide like who to send a friend request to or who to follow so that you get those quality kind of people in your network?
Yeah, good one. So if I'm on Facebook and Instagram, yes, I did max my Facebook out. So I can't really add people like I used to, which is why I'm on Instagram now. But the way that I got to 5,000 and the way that I've grown my Facebook to be what it is it's really simple. You just have to do it. Like it's really simple. So go to your newsfeed on Facebook every day, every single day without fail. It's easy. It takes 2 seconds. Just do it. Go to your newsfeed. And if you're like, don't need to think too hard. If you're like, oh, this person isn't my family member or a super close friend, or they're not on my team, I'm going to go to their Facebook friends list. Like it needs to be someone that you know, but like y'all don't have a bunch of mutuals in common. So I'll go to their Facebook friends list and I will click on suggestions, because if you just go to their friends list, it's A to Z. So you're adding all these A's and that's just, I don't know, no thanks. So I go to suggestions and I click on that. And if they have, this is all that they need to do to qualify. I don't investigate. They need to have a real profile picture, like a good one, like someone that knows what they're doing on Facebook, a good profile picture, and they need to be female. I don't need no boys on my Facebook and Instagram. So they need to be female and they need to have a good picture. And I just add. And I do like 10 people. Then I go to one of those 10 people's friends list, click on suggestions, and do it again 4 to 5 times. You can do 2 to 3 times. I don't care. At least you're doing something. So that's what I do on Facebook. On Instagram, easy. You can just go through your newsfeed. And if someone has like a good amount of likes on their picture, go to their likes and just follow those people. Same thing. If they good lighting, good picture, and they have to be female. That's it. That's how you're going to grow your network like crazy. And then my favorite of all, and some people don't like to hear this. They're like, man, come on now. But grow your network in public. Joining a church for me was probably the best thing I've ever done. And I am the type that if you can grow your network, I'm there. I volunteer a lot because it means that, first of all, I'm doing something good. 2, I'm coming in contact with a whole lot of new faces. So if they need field trip help, I'm the mom that's going to go. And I've built so many relationships in Eric's school. Intentionally. I'm not the mom that stands in the back and is like, well, I'm just here to, no, we're going to connect. We're going to know each other. I'm going to get you on Facebook. So I've signed customers and distributors from Eric's school. And then I joined a new church and oh my gosh, I've joined wherever I could do. They said, we need volunteers for hosts, atrium hosts. Okay, I'm in. Volunteer for kids, the DD program, I'm in. Bible study, girl, I'm in. You get to make real life friendships right there. And so I am intentional when I'm doing things. I will join a new gym or I'll go to a different Planet Fitness just to get to know the person at the desk, the check-in desk. I've added people that way. I love blitzing. Some of you are like, what's blitzing? It's just seeing people real life in public and then adding them to Facebook. So if I'm at a restaurant, I'm like, hey girl, you're really good at your job. Like you were really awesome tonight. Do you mind if I add you on Facebook? I have an opportunity that I think you would just love. And they're like, yeah, because you were genuine. You complimented them. It's not weird. We live in 2019. It's not weird. So that's how I grow my network mostly. But yeah, if you're growing your network daily on Facebook and Instagram, all of a sudden you've got this following that's just awesome. And then if you're growing your network in public, it's so cool the people that you actually get to meet, which is why I have a pretty most of my team is local, and that's awesome. I have lots of team from other places, but a lot of it is Grand Rapids, Lansing, Charlotte, and that's all right near me. So if I want to meet up and do a dream board or a watch party, I can, and that's exciting. So that's how I grow my network.
I love that. I love it. I love it. I think we're a pretty big social media team, and so sometimes we just get so stuck like right here. But who said it this weekend? Barb Hauser, I think, was like if social media, because she builds like face-to-face, belly-to-belly, and she's like, if social media went away, I would be fine. Like, we have to, like, you guys, it's not that hard to say, like, you're great at your job. I'd love to connect with you. Can I add you on Facebook? Like, that's an easy thing to say. We just get all weird about it. If we're not weird about it, they won't be weird about it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's talk real quick. We'll skip that one. Let's go to, because you said, like, when you joined the Kim Cain that was like the leader then was not good. And then, so like, what was your self-development like? How did you become a leader? How did you become who you are today? What role does self-development play in that? And what's it still play in your business?
Everything. So it's the only reason I'm still here today. The second I joined, I took quitting completely off the table. That's a fun fact. God is my witness. I've never thought of quitting this business ever. Have I had moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, this month? Yeah, I've been doing this 6 years, but it is so much. All I got to do is think about working 60 hours a week at that stupid factory or going back to fast food and gas station life, leaving my kids with a babysitter. Guess what? Homegirl's back to work. That's all the motivation that I need. So when people are like, my why is not big enough, girl, figure it out, because it makes me hustle. It literally makes me hustle. Personal development, I thought, this is not a joke. I thought it was so stupid. I'm like, y'all are crazy. There's no way that actually like makes a difference. So the first 6 months of my business, I was like, nah, I'm good. I got this. Just like us humans, we like to just be like, I got this. Girl, lean on God, like stop. And so same with my business. I was like, no, I can totally do this by myself. I don't need to waste my time reading books or listening to podcasts or watching YouTube videos. Wrong, dead wrong. And you don't know what it does until you do it. So when I went diamond within the first 5 months, I was treating my team like they were my little worker bees, and I was bossing people around, kind of, not like I make myself sound really bad, but I was telling them what to do. I was not showing them what to do. And I was just, if someone didn't follow up with their customers when I said, I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Hi. Like, I was checking in, I was micromanaging, until I learned how to be a good leader. And since then I've just, oh my gosh, I've grown so much. My first personal development was Eric Worre. It's his old audio tape called 7 Steps to Becoming a Network. Yeah, GoPro. Yep, GoPro. It is the bomb. I don't care if it's from like the 90s or whatever it's from. The basics. Hey y'all, network marketing. Guess what? How cool is that? Still the same stuff. It's still the same. We're just doing it different now. We're doing a lot of Instagram and Facebook, and that's awesome. Okay, but network marketing is the same. It's the same. Same model. So he just tells you how to become a professional network marketer, and he knows what he's talking about. He's still a big deal. He looks way different, but he's still a big deal. Like, he looks like he's got swag times 1,000, and that's because he knows what he's doing. He's built such an incredible, anyway. So I listened to Eric Worre. I've listened to that same audio tape like 7 different times in my business. And every time I listen to it, I'm in a different part of my business. Like, I'm in a different growth period. And I also love, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I was diagnosed with off the charts ADD when I was 17. We finally realized why I was the way that I was and why I struggled so bad. And I have obsessive compulsive disorder. I'm a hot mess. Like, I am literally, doctor approved, like, get out of my office, hot mess. And my life growing up was hard because I was a hard child. I was hard to deal with. I still am as an adult. God brought me Joe. I don't know who else would deal with me the same. And so what was my point? Hi, ADD. What was my freaking point, Trista? What was I saying? I was diagnosed with ADD.
We were talking about self-development.
Oh, so there it is. Thank you. So I am not a good reader, and I'm not. I will be so honest with you guys. And Pam would always say, leaders are readers. And I'm like, Pam, I'm not, like, it is so hard for me. And you know what I realized? Kim, it's okay. At least you're doing something. So I will do audiobooks and podcasts and YouTube videos. It's okay. If you're doing something, it's better than nothing. And I would like, it's not good to beat yourself about something. It's not good. And I was like, but Pam said, okay, Pam's the bomb. She's the queen, but I'm sorry. Reading is hard for me. It's very hard for me. It's why when I do Bible studies, I'm that girl that shows up and I'm like, I'm so excited to learn about Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, but no, I did not do the lesson. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna listen to all the things, but no, I didn't get it all the way done. But I read my Bible, I promise. And so you just have to be willing to do what you can. And even a 15-minute podcast is so inspirational. And when I say that listening to someone pour belief into you, whether it's a YouTube video, podcast, whatever, if you wake up in the morning and instead of, driving to school, listening to hip hop and R&B, you're taking your kid to school and instead you're listening to Rachel Hollis tell you, girlfriend, like you can and you will. It's a whole, you come back home and you're like, I'm gonna slay. Like you just know. And so it's another reason why I might be too Jesus-y for you guys, but I love worship music. I would much rather listen. I'm sorry, not sorry, but worship music is my personal development some days. It is. I have literally stood in my living room. This is not a joke. I have stood in my living room by myself while Lucy's like in the room having quiet time, and I have bawled to worship music because there's something just out loud bawled on my living room floor because there is something so powerful about what he says about you. And when you listen to what he says about you, it becomes so much more true. And you're like, dude, I got this. And in your heart, it changes your whole heart. So it makes me, it's why I know this is where I'm supposed to be. He would have driven me. I mean, I know this is where I'm supposed to be. And so sometimes it's just worship music. That's my favorite. I have ADD and I love singing. So like I'll be in my car just telling myself those Bible verses that are in the music. And I love podcasts. My team and I do a daily podcast together actually. And thank you, Cammie. But we'll do a podcast together or, it's doing something for yourself. And for me, it usually does fall back on faith-driven type of stuff because what he says is everything. And it's so true that inspirational quotes are great and everything, but just sometimes, every once in a while, yeah, it's great to hear Rachel Hollis just say, girl, you can. Every once in a while, it's awesome to hear Eric Worre tell you exactly how to be the bomb at what you do. But at the end of the day, it's Bible verses in the Bible and Bible studies and all the Jesus things that really help me just thrive. Yeah.
I love it. What are some of your favorite podcasts?
Well, Pam Souders, for sure. Like, I love hers because she's amazing. I mean, she's so cool and she's so straight to the point. But what I love most about her podcast is not only is she amazing and straight to the point, but she's also the queen of It Works. So it's a double whammy. You're getting told all the good things, but you're like, but she's with It Works. Like, this is intimate. And then I like to give that to a lot of my newbies, but I like Craig Groeschel. I was referred to him.
I love Craig Groeschel.
Amber Parker was like, listen to him. I'm like, okay, if Amber Parker says do it, then I'm going to. Tony Robbins is amazing. There's also Denise Walsh. She's amazing, obviously. And then there's Rachel Hollis I have on here. There's also Cammie Pentecost. I will say, like, I love when our leaders come out with podcasts because I'm like, that's right to the gut. That's right to your heart. They know what they're talking about. But I love watching YouTube videos of Eric Thomas too. He's amazing. He lets you have it. Tony Robbins on YouTube. It's just awesome to hear that it's not just It Works. There are other people out there who know that you can be and do more. Like, it's not just the It Works culture, which is amazing. There's so many of us, but it goes to show that it's out there. Like, greatness is out there. It's not just here. We're not the only crazy ones. There's other people out there just killing it at life, making multi-million, millionaires, doing crazy things because they believed in themselves. So when people teach you, because some people aren't good at believing themselves, I wasn't, you have to learn how to create and develop those habits. I remember my friend Katie posting on her Facebook and tagging me in it, and it literally said, I dare you to not be negative for a month. And we both we were on the phone. So you see what I tagged you in? I'm like, yes, that's hilarious. Oh my God. You cannot be not negative for a month. I'm like, Kim, what were you laughing about? That's freaking easy. I mean, you have to develop those habits. It took a long time for me to not be anxious and worried about everything, to not talk badly about people. I would literally just sit around and be like, you see that girl? You see her? Like, I would just talk about people for no reason. And I knew if I want to change, I had to change. And that included my circle of friends. Goodbye. Have a nice life. Love you. Watch me from afar. But I don't need you in my inner circle anymore, because you're not going to help me on the path that I'm on. You know, I want to reach the mountaintop and change my life. And I can't do that with people holding me back. So it just, personal development, just do it so that you can see what it does, and give it weeks, not a day. Give it weeks to completely, or months, to shift your mindset, to completely change your heart, to show you who you really can be. It's why if you look at pictures of me from 6 years ago, oh my gosh, they're horrible. It's literally changed my appearance. I've become a more confident me. I look better as a mom of 2 kids than I did as a 20-year-old just getting started with being in my 20s. Like, it's crazy what personal growth does for you.
Love that so much. Okay, so let's go. Last question, because I'm sure self-development played a big old role in this, but what is one obstacle that you've kind of come across in your business that you had to overcome, and how did you do that?
The biggest obstacle is, I love this one because I've lost an entire team twice and still went double or triple diamond, still did it. So when people are like, when they mope around and they like stew on that one person that don't want this, like they can make them want this, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've lost 2 whole teams. I promise you that one person wasn't going to take you ambassador. And God is good. Pray him in, pray him out. It's not a mistake. It's okay. Not everybody, you are a 1%er. If you're doing this for longer than a month, well, welcome to the club. Like, you are a 1%er. It's not, I mean, I don't know the statistics. Joel Dunn probably does or something, but like, it's not likely. It's not that likely that people get started with a network marketing company and just start, every single person's like, let's go ambassador. It's not a thing. That's why we enroll, you should be enrolling 3 to 5 new distributors every month, because you're going to find your one. And guess what? It takes 3 to go all the way to the top. 3. So imagine if you're enrolling 5 people-ish a month, you're going to find your 3. I promise. So after I went diamond, that was when the old charts, it was like 24 people or something. And not a joke. I don't have one person left from that diamond chart. Not one. No one from that diamond chart is still with me today. And I remember them all just like slowly dipping out. And I was like, no, wait a minute. Y'all are supposed to like be with me. They weren't. What can you do about that? What can you actually do about that? And so I always say, I thank God for this mindset, because I don't know where it came from. I was a very negative person. I don't know where it came from, but I was like, okay, get up, go enroll new people, go build a new team. Guess what? Still, I still was doing awesome. I went double, and then I went triple a month after that. And it took me 2 years to do that, but that's because I sucked as a person. You'll have to understand, I wasn't in the right mindset, but also I had to rebuild, and it shouldn't take you 2 years to rebuild, but I needed those 2 years. It shouldn't, you shouldn't need 2 years, but I had to rebuild, but I went double and triple back to back with a whole brand new team. And now I think this is exciting. This shouldn't be discouraging to you guys. This is exciting. So I went triple, in 2016, I have 2 people from my triple chart left, and I'm boxed for presidential. Don't worry about those people. Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about them, okay? They weren't supposed to be with you. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay? It's fine. It doesn't matter. I mean, it does. Love those people. Don't block them and be rude. Just be like, I wish you the best, boo. Like, I wish you know where I'll be if you ever need me. I tell them that. It's okay. You're good. I don't ever want people to feel like, oh God, I'm like backing off. I probably shouldn't talk to Kim. No, I'm a person. You come to as me, as you're my friend first. So people are going to leave and quit, and they're not quitting on you. They're quitting on themselves. That you cannot convince people to want this. You're wasting your actual time when you could go build a brand new, beautiful diamond team. You can do that. You can. I promise you. I've done it. I've done it over and over and over again. And it's because I'm not the only one enrolling. I'm teaching my team to enroll. So it's so cool because I do Zooms every week. And if you look at my Zooms from a year ago, I'm like, oh, that was a fun team. Where'd they go? And there's like, That was a super fun team. I like forget. And I'm not saying this to be a rude boy, but like I forget about the people that quit. I hardly even notice. And that's not me being rude. I'm being serious. When people quit, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, how are you doing? Like I coach my team and I'm there for my team. But when someone backs out quietly, I don't even have the time to notice because I'm too busy. I'm too busy hustling and building new and helping my team that is working, because you should run with your runners. It's the only way you're going to get to where you want to go. So don't worry about the people that don't want this. You can't make them. So it's all right. Don't fret. Don't worry about it.
I love it so much. I think honestly, like that's my biggest tip ever. When somebody's coming to me like, it's just, I'm stale, like my business isn't doing, I'm like, when's the last time you enrolled somebody new? Because that's where the energy and the life is in your business. Like seeing that, like that just like new excitement. And you're going to have some people that join and don't do diddly squat. But then you find that one who is like, I'm ready. Just tell me what to do to change my life. And that is when it gets really, really exciting.
And that's when you like, I know we're like done, but that's where you are like, I can't even describe the feeling. When someone joins again and they're on fire, you're like, yes, this. It makes you remember that this is still an amazing opportunity and you still got this. It brings light into your business. Every month when you enroll somebody, even when you watch someone get their first 2 customers, you're like, dang, hair flip, like we're going all the way. It's the kind of energy is just amazing. Yes.
There's nothing like that energy. Like it brings life into your own business, just seeing other people come in and win. So I love it. Kim, we adore you. Thank you so much for being on. We cannot wait to see you go presidential. I know it's happening and we will be your biggest cheerleaders. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night, you guys.
Night, guys.
Bye. Have a good night.